everybody, it's Monday and that means it's time for family movie night. And this week we have the opening of Independence Day Resurgence, and so I wanted to review Independence Day for family movie night. And so I watched it and I kind of debated about whether I should actually use this, because I've typically only profiled films that I really liked in family movie night, and this I really liked as a teenager. I remember really enjoying it, but I didn't like it as much on the rewatch, I have to say. I was way more lukewarm on it, but I just decided that there's enough there for me to give it a mild recommendation. And so let's talk about it. It's directed by Roland Emmerich, and I have not liked any of his films post Independence Day. I hated his Godzilla, is awful. I didn't like 10,000 BC is horrible. 2012 is awful. Like, I'm just not into his style of blowing things up, and to me he's really not that different than Michael Bay. He's not as misogynistic as Michael Bay, but still his movies are just headache inducing bores. And I could see some of that now in Independence Day that we didn't see before. There are a lot of sort of mindless explosions and that were really eye-catching when they first came out, but now are kind of like, okay. They just don't have the same gravitas that they had before, and maybe that's unfair to look at it that way, but they're just kind of all spectacle, all sound and fury, signifying nothing. Like, they just don't have that emotion that I would want from a movie now. Part of the problem with Independence Day is for it's 2.5 hours long, which is way too long for this kind of a movie. This movie should be 2 hours tops. It should be in and out. It should be quick and rely on the charisma of its stars. But the problem with this movie is that there's a lot of time with characters standing around talking and standing around, do we make the decision to do this? Do we make the decision to do this? And it just gets boring after a while, in my opinion. Then you've got these big explosions, which, like I said, don't hold up that well from, so they're a little boring too. They're okay, but they're very repetitive. They're very repetitive. But I guess the things that sell me about this movie, the good things that I like. So there are some strong cast members that do have really good charisma, and I wish that they'd been kind of allowed to sort of show more of that charisma. You have Will Smith, who is great in this, and is great in every scene that he is in, and he lifts the movie. And it's sort of frustrating because definitely for the first hour and a half, he's not in it that much, and you're just waiting. And then once it gets to sort of the end, he's in it a lot. The last half hour, last 45 minutes, he's in it a lot, and it's so much better. The last 45 minutes of this movie are the reason why I can recommend it. It gets energy, it gets moving, it gets going, it gets exciting. And I think that Bill Pullman, once he kind of gets in the cockpit, once he gets actually doing something, he's so much better. I do like his speech. I think it is very effective, and like I said, it's all part of that last 45 minutes where things actually start going, and I was so much more entertained in that part of it. And I think that Jeff Goldblum is fine in it. He's not as good as in Jurassic Park. Maybe that will be the top of his career, but he's fine in it, and just kind of doing what Jeff Goldblum does. And yeah, the other supporting characters are fine, but they're just kind of dull and sort of boring. And so yeah, really this movie, it sells me on the last 45 minutes. It's so energetic and fun, and you get some thriller aspects in it. There's this scene where they dissect the alien, and it's like another alien inside the alien, and that scene is really creepy and weird and scary. And there's fun action, like when Will Smith is trying to outwit the alien ships, and you have the big solution is this computer virus that they're going to set, which seems so, was this 1995 this was made? This just seems totally that era. The romances are all kind of fine, there's nothing that I love that much about them. Vivica A. Fox, not the greatest actress in the world. And yeah, some of the other parts, you know, they're just, I don't know, they're just boring. They don't lack the energy and the excitement, sort of. And but for the good parts, with the admittedly good special effects for the era, for the fun last 45 minutes where they really getting into the heat of fighting the aliens and things really start going instead of just talking, and for the charismatic performances by Bill Pullman and Will Smith, especially Will Smith, which makes me really nervous about the next one because Will Smith isn't in it. He's definitely the best part of Independence Day. So yeah, that's kind of a mixed review for me, but I still think it's worth watching, and I think as a family you'll enjoy it. I enjoyed it when I was a teenager, so maybe you will. It does have a character that's a stripper. It does have some moments of gore and sort of tension, you know, some bloody moments. It has some language, some profanity, so, you know, you just have to decide for yourself whether you think it's appropriate for your family. And so yeah, that's sort of my thoughts on Independence Day. I don't love it as much as some people do, but I see some value in it, I guess, especially in the last 45. So let me know what you think about Independence Day. Is it a favorite of yours? And are you going to see the sequel? And so I might not get a review up of the sequel because I am going to be in Spain, and so I'm filming this in advance. But I will do my best to try to see it sometime this summer. So thanks so much. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!